Hello, it is the 23rd day of November 2016. Welcome, and let's take a look at all the time frames for Silver X. Each of these will now have 150 periods rather that of 100. So you have the daily chart, the weekly, the monthly, and the quarterly or the 3 month chart. And going from time frame to time frame, today's action, you know what? That's pretty darn close to a perfect hit of the 1614 mark, the actual high 1616, 2 cents above where it is. So very small bounce at this stage, and for it to have a significant one, it needs to get to this band at least. So that's another gain of, at this stage, you would need into the 17s. So you're basically looking at least a 5-6% gain at this point, or several days of sideways action to meet up with it, as was the case in here. That was several days, of course, going sideways. But there's a lot of different points. But I was looking at this chart mainly seeing what I consider like four different, let's ignore this line in here, but four different levels. So you have 1, and then you have 2, 3, and 4. Sort of like floors in a building. And when you look at this on the weekly chart, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and I suppose the two floors even below it would be the range of, you're looking at 15 to 16 or so, and then below that you're looking at 14 to 15. So the $1 range periods of each one, and usually the key numbers of 0 cents, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, when it gets to them, can oftentimes act in those key levels of support, which is where it's at right now, this key level that is of 1644. No, it's not 1644 actually, because if I want to get technical, how I calculate Fibonacci is I take the 61.8% level, and just to get extra decimals, let's put a couple threes in there, which is a more accurate number. Either way, it's going to come out the same, and I'll multiply it by itself to get 38.2, 23.6, and then 14.6%, which would be enough to make it go 2 cents higher. Then below that is the 9% mark. So to find out what its next down level would be, we can take the high of 49.81, divide it by the low of 1362 to the power of that Fibonacci number that we got in here, and then multiply the low again of 1362, which would give us 1531. So right in here would be the next Fibonacci support line, if of course that is where it's going lower, meaning you break to the 16 levels and below as next support. So yeah, let's move on to the next chart now, which is the monthly chart, and the years are in large font. It's the only font that I could use that would accurately show every single year once, not twice, and not 0 amount of times. If I go small, it would show way too many of them, and if I went larger, actually missed some. But anyway, it was a perfect font for this situation, and really only two trends within this, and that's up and down. And within this up, you first had the 2008 move, which was a failed move. And really what that meant was the big move going from 20 to 8 happened really fast, and then it recovered it really fast. Something that hasn't occurred, of course, the last few years. And within this downtrend, is it trying to break out because it's gotten above it on the 18 average band and now coming back to support? Obviously, as I've been stating, that if it gets above this resistance level, that it's going to put this into that of a bull market. But on the contrary, failing that, well, you bring yourself into two situations, with the first one being neutrality, and that is really staying within this range now of the low of 13 and change and the high of about 21. So anything on this time frame, 13 to 21, is neutral basically. And breaking, of course, that, if it goes lower, then you'd be talking about this being the failed breakout, and then, of course, down lower on that side. Will the bankers be capable of doing such? I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't know. Final chart. 6-month chart. So there's 3 trends in this. Down, 4 trends. Sideways, up, and down. The duration of time, this is from 1980. So 1980 to 93, 13 years. 13 years going down. Then going sideways from 93 to 2003, 2004 even. 11 years. Going up from 2004 to 2011, 7 years. And so far this downtrend, well, it started in 2011, so therefore it's now been 5 years within what has been a downtrend. At what point will it end? It's tough to say, but right now it's been in a situation where it's been resisting this band, breaking in above it, as we state in the previous chart. Breaking above here, showing the new trend, would make this one here bring that of what would be a reversal, because this market turned bearish here. However, going down below here to this test line, then you'd be looking for a second leg lower. Again, I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what the technical analysis states on a break of this level. And then Fibonacci support level is 965. Good luck with that situation. But hey, who knows what's possible. Take care.